Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityal Pavishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nityal Pavishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pavishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pavishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pavishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pavishta Maha Bhagavat Shala Goksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pavishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shala Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Nuguriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Gurunath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal, Gaura Mandal, Vraja Mandal, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Goswami Mahārāja ki jai, Golden Volcano of Divine Love ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bo.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just checking on Restream to make sure everything's running okay. Yes, it looks like it is. Hari Bol, everybody who's watching on YouTube and Facebook. All I can see, the only name I can see is Ganga Mataji, but I see other people watching as well. 4 other people. So, yeah, pranams everybody. So, we will sing Mahāprabhu Kirtan, and then we will start the program. Start the reading, I mean. So, does anybody have any suggestions of what I should sing? Otherwise, I'll just choose something. But I think it'd be nice to do something for Mahāprabhu today. So, there's Jai Jai Jagannath Sachira Nandan, Prabhu He Emona Duramati. That one's a nice one. Jai Nanda Nandana, Goranga Nahito, Goranga Bina Nahi Ar. I really like that one. Sachira Nandana Bina is also really nice. Anyways. Okay, let's do Emon Goranga Bina Nahi Ar then. Oops. Okay. There is no one like... Wait, let me see the comments. Haribol Karuna Didi. Okay. There is no one like Gauranga. No other incarnation, past, present, or future, has preached such a rare form of prem. He has not slain the very wicked or fallen, he has not slain the very wicked or the fallen atheists. Instead, he has purified everyone's hearts by going from door to door, freely giving them the holy name. He has poured over the whole world the prem that is desired by even Shiva and Brahma. The destitute, upon receiving and drinking this prem, begin to dance and clap their hands with joy. Laughing and weeping, they roll upon the ground in prem, and the limbs of their bodies manifest horripilation. Even the chandalas, the dog-eaters, and the brahmanas embrace one another. The chandalas and brahmanas embrace one another. Oh, has there ever been such a wondrous spectacle? With calls and cries, with mridangas and kartals, he and his devotees sing and run hither and thither. Seeing this, Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, has become frightened and closed his door. The three worlds have become filled with bliss upon the auspicious uproar of Kirtan. Premananda Das laments, "Oh, Rati, affection for that Gauranga has not appeared in my heart." Sorry. But it's so good. I just like having it like this. Okay. One sec, I'm gonna close my window. You can hear. Hari Bol, say Shri Mataji and Indira Mataji. Okay. Emon Gaurang, sorry. Emon Gauranga vina nahi Emon Gauranga bina nahi Emon Gauranga bina nahi Gauranga bina nahi Heno Avatāra habe ki hoyeche Heno prema par char Heno Avatāra habe ki hoyeche Heno prema par char Gauranga bina nahi Remon Gauranga bina nahi Durmati ate patita pashandi Prane namari lokare Durmati ate patita pashandi Prane namari lokare Hare namadiya hridaya shodhilo Hari nama diya hridaya shodhilo Jachi giya ghare ghare Jachi giya ghare ghare Emon Gauranga bina nahi Remon Gauranga bina nahi Remon Gauranga bina nahi Gauranga bina nahi Bhava virinchi Vanchita je prem Jagate felilo dhali Bhava virinchir Vanchita je prem Jagate felilo dhali কাঙ্গালে পাইয়া ও খাইল নাচিয়া কাঙ্গালে পাইয়া খাইল নাচিয়া বাজাইয়া করতালি ও বাজাইয়া করতালি এমন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি এমন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি রে মন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি হাসিয়া কাঁদিয়া প্রেমে গড়া গড়ি পোলাকে ব্যাপিল অঙ্গ হাসিয়া কাঁদিয়া প্রেমে গড়া গড়ি পোলাকে ব্যাপিল অঙ্গ চণ্ডালে ব্রাহ্মণে করে কোলাকুলি চণ্ডালে ব্রাহ্মণে করে কোলাকুলি কবে বাছিল এ রঙ্গ কবে বাছিল এ রঙ্গ এমন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি রে মন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি রে মন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি ডাকিয়া হাঁকিয়া কোল করতালে গায়া ধাইয়া ফিরে ডাকিয়া হাঁকিয়া কোল করতালে গায়া ধাইয়া ফিরে ও দেখিয়া সমান তরাস পাইয়া দেখিয়া সমান তরাস পাইয়া কপাট হানিল দ্বারে কপাট হানিল দ্বারে এ তিন ভুবন আনন্দে ভরিল উঠিল মঙ্গল সোর 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 কোহে প্রেমানন্দ এমন গৌরাঙ্গে কোহে প্রেমানন্দ এমন গৌরাঙ্গে রতি না জন্মিল মোর রতি না জন্মিল মোর রতি না জন্মিল মোর রতি না জন্মিল মোর গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি রে মন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি এমন গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি গৌরাঙ্গ বিনা নাহি হে নয় তবে কি হয়েছে নো প্রেম পরিচয় জয় সচিনন্দন গৌরা হরি সচিনন্দন জয় গৌরা হরি জয় সচিনন্দন গৌরা হরি সচিনন্দন জয় গৌরা গৌরা হে গৌরা হে গৌরা হে গৌরা হে ও গৌরা হে গৌরা হে গৌরা হে গৌরা হে Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. One second. Hari Bol Surevi Didi. Hare Krishna. So now we will begin our reading for today. We're beginning. Yesterday we read the introduction, and today we will read the first chapter of Golden Volcano of Divine Love. I didn't get around to reading this on my own, so I'm reading this now for the first time with all of you. Wait, 1 second. Okay, share screen. One second, I just want to make sure the sound is okay. I forgot to check if it's connected to my... Okay, it is. Great. Thank God. Haribo Gayatri Didi. Okay. Sharing my screen now. Jai Śrīmad Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Golden Volcano of Divine Love ki Jai. Okay. So yesterday we read the introduction by Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and God, these verses that he wrote are just so beautiful. Let's just go through these verses. Okay, so Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he wrote this verse. Should I just reread this? It's so nice. I'm going to reread the introduction, just because it's... Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu preached the full-fledged theistic conception given in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Śrīmad Bhagavatam mainly deals with the comparative study of theism and the ontology of Krishna consciousness. It surpasses all other Vedic literature, even the Puranas. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana and Padma Purana represents the importance of devotion to Krishna through narration and history to some extent. But they fall short of the philosophical and ontological standard set by the Mahapuran Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Śrīmad Bhagavatam can satisfy all Vedantic scholars, for it represents Krishna consciousness in its fullest dignity. Isn't that such a nice way to say it? Śrīmad Bhagavatam expounds as the highest attainment of theism, not consciousness, intelligence, or ontology, but ecstasy, beauty, and harmony. Ras. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam, ras is all important. It is a unique treatise, for it takes theism from the plane of intellectual jugglery to the domain of ras. I once began writing a book which was to be a summary study of the 18,000 verse Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur condensed the whole Bhagavat principle into 1,000 verses in his Bhagavat Arkamarichimala. I had a mind to consolidate it even more, to represent it within 300 verses. I began that book but could not finish it. Śrīmad Bhagavatam is a vast treatise in the Sanskrit language. It's filled with essential information, historical reference, and expositions on the major schools of philosophy. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam, many minor points of history and geography are also mentioned, which, although non-essential, support its conclusions. Whatever is unnecessary in Śrīmad Bhagavatam is eliminated when its meaning reaches its purest and most intensified glory in the teachings of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. So, if we are to consider the very gist of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, we must study the life and precepts of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Just as the teachings of the great author of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva, were percolated by the realizations of Shukadeva Gosvāmī, the essence of Śrīmad Bhagavatam has been percolated by the life and precepts of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Therefore, because the teachings of Śrīmad Mahāprabhu represents the gist of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, I would like to include here one of the verses I originally composed to introduce my summary study. It glorifies the position of Gadadhar Pandit, the most intimate associate of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Gadadhar Pandit used to read Śrīmad Bhagavatam in Jagannath Puri at the Tota Gopinath temple. He would read, and Śrīmad Mahāprabhu and the great devotees like Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai were his audience. So this is the verse the introductory verse to his book that Srila Śrīdhara Goswami wrote. Nilam bodhitate sada saviraha kshepan vitan bandhavan Śrīmad Bhagavati katha madiraya sanjivayan bhattiya Śrīmad Bhagavatam sada swanayana shrupayanai pujayan Gosvāmī praparo gadadhara vibhur bhuyat mareka gati. On the shore of the broad blue ocean, Gadadhar Pandit used to read Śrīmad Bhagavatam to Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, who was suffering from the great internal pain of separation from himself, Krishna. Gadadhar Pandit supplied the wine of Krishna Lila to intoxicate his afflicted friend and give him relief. As he read, tears would fall from his eyes like flower offerings onto the pages of Śrīmad Bhagavatam. May the pleasure of that brilliant personality, Gadadhar Pandit, the best of the Goswamis, be my only object in writing this book. The title of this book is The Golden Volcano of Divine Love. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu felt a great pain of separation from Krishna, which burned like fire and was expressed in the Shikshashtakam. This is explained in Prem Dhamma Devastotram, verse 54, which was also composed by Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Goswami Maharaj. Shri Saruparaya Sangha Gambirantya Leelanam Dvadashabdavarni Garbha Vipralamba Shilanam Radhika Diruddha Bhava Kanti Krishna Kunjaram Prema Dama Deva Eva Nomi Gora Sundaram. Diving deep into the reality of his own beauty and sweetness, Krishna stole the mood of Radharani and, garbing himself in her brilliant luster, appeared as Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. For the last 12 years of his manifest pastimes, he was deeply absorbed in the mood of union and separation and shared his heart's inner feelings with his most confidential devotees. In the agony of separation from Krishna, volcanic eruptions of ecstasy flowed from his heart, and his teachings, known as Shikshashtakam, appeared from his lips like streams of golden lava. I fall at the feet of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the golden volcano of divine love. It's just such a phenomenal verse. I want to memorize it. He was vomiting the fire of painful separation from Krishna in the form of Shikshashtakam. Therefore, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to a golden volcano, and this Shikshashtakam is compared to divine lava. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us that separation is the highest principle in divinity. Just as the most intense conception of ecstasy is association with Krishna, the most intense conception of pain is separation from Krishna. Yet, the pain felt from Krishna's separation is far more intense than the ecstasy felt from his association. Śrīmad Mahāprabhu says, "Can't you understand the painful situation you are in? Your senses must have all been destroyed. Otherwise, you would have died from the pain of separation from Krishna. It is inconceivable. We belong to him wholesale. He is all in all to us, but we cannot see him. We are forcibly separated from him. How can we tolerate this?" So that's what Mahāprabhu said. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur once said, I cannot tolerate the separation from Krishna any longer. I can go on for only 3 or 4 more days, and then I shall have to leave this body. To love Krishna means that we shall have to die to live. In the beginning, divine love seems like lava, like death, but really it is nectar, it is life. Many persons in this ordinary world are also frustrated in love. They sometimes go mad and commit suicide because they cannot tolerate the pain. But the pain which comes with separation from Krishna, although compared with lava, is not injurious. It's not injurious like lava. Kaviraj Gosvāmī explains, Bahir Visha Jwala hoy, Bhitore Anandamoy, Krishna Premar Arbhuta Charita. The wonderful characteristic of divine love of Krishna is that although externally it works like fiery lava, internally it is like sweet nectar that fills the heart with the greatest joy. Although he felt the greatest pain of separation from Krishna, still, within his heart, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu experienced the deepest ecstatic joy. The ecstatic symptoms manifested by Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu have never been found in the history of the world, or even expressed in any literature. In him, we find the highest conception of the ultimate reality. This is explained in my Prem Dhamma Devastotram, verse 66. Atma Siddha Savalila Purna Sokya Lakshanam Swanubhava Nrita Kirtanatma Vantanam Advayaika Laksha Purna Tattva Parat Param Prema Dhamma Devameva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. This is the all-conquering conclusion. The highest conception of the ultimate reality must also be the highest form of Ananda, ecstasy. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu is Krishna, ecstasy himself, tasting his own sweetness and dancing in ecstatic joy. His own holy name is the cause of his ecstasy, expressed as dancing, and the holy name is the effect of his ecstasy, expressed as chanting. The cause is the effect. The dynamo is creating ecstatic energy which makes him dance, and his chanting distributes that ecstasy to others. In this way, by every word from his lotus mouth and every gesture and movement of his beautiful golden figure, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu performs his ecstatic pastimes of divine love. Okay. Okay, I don't think we need to read this prelude because it's pretty basic. Part 1. The life of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, the golden avatar. So the part 1 goes through, the life of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. It's many stories from Chaitanya Bhagavat especially. And then part 2, Srila Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Maharaj goes through the verses of Shikshashtakam. So we're beginning now. We actually read this one time in our Śrīmad Bhagavatam reading because it's going through the 11th canto in the beginning part. And so we read this at that time. Hare Krishna Govinda Saha Haribo. Okay, 1 second, just drinking some water. Now we're going to read direct evidence, direct proof in Śrīmad Bhagavatam and other scriptures for the Gaur Avatar, this manifestation of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, that he is Bhagavan. In the teachings of Kara Bhajan Rishi, we find mention of the different incarnations for different ages, the Yuga avatars. In Dwapar Yuga, the Yuga avatar is mentioned as follows. Dwapare Bhagavan Shyama Pitavasa Nija Yuddha Srivatsadi Birankaischa Lakshanair Upalakshita. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna appears with the color of a dark rain cloud, wearing lightning-colored garments. He is decorated with beautiful ornaments. His chest bears the mark of Srivatsa, and he carries his own weapons. After the description of the Yuga avatar of Dwapar Yuga, Kara Bhajan Rishi mentions the Kali Yuga avatar. This is all from the 11th canto. Iti dvapara urvisha stuvanti jagarishwaram nana tantra vidhanena kalav api tata shrinu. Oh, so I didn't even realize everybody that's here. Hari Bol, Manjari Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, and yeah, Hare Krishna. And Mahasundari Keshavi Didi. Hare Krishna. Okay. So after the description of the Yuga avatar of Dwapar Yuga, Kara Bhajan Rishi mentions the Kali Yuga avatar. Okay. We just read this, right? Okay. So that's from Śrīmad Bhagavatam 11.5.31. Kara Bhajan Rishi says, O king, up to Dwapar Yuga, I have finished describing the incarnations for different ages who come to remind the people of the most appropriate duty for their age. They come and tell us, if you do this, you will get the greatest benefit. O king, after the Dwapar age is finished, the age of Kali comes. The incarnation for the age of Kali has been mentioned in many places in the scriptures, and now I am just going to explain that information to you. Then he says, Krishna Varna Trisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedhasaha. In a suppressed way, this verse explains the advent of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. The ordinary meaning of Krishna Varnam is of a black color, but Tvisha Krishnam means his luster is not black. Accompanied by his associates, he is worshipped by the process of Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy name of Krishna, and those of sharp intellect will perform this kind of worship. They'll perform worship through Sankirtan Yagya. And do you want to see, we can see a translation given in Bhajanahasya for this very important verse. Where is it? I think it's the first verse. Yeah, I think it's the first verse of Bhajanahasya. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote a version, he just changed the last line of it. He changed the last line. Instead of Yajantihi Sumedasa, he wrote Bhajami Kali Pavanam. I worship Sri Gaurangadev, who delivers the living entities of Kali Yuga, he's Kali Pavana, through the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names, Shri Nam Sankirtan Yagya. He describes the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna. He performs kirtan of the two syllables Kri and Shna. His complexion is fair. He is surrounded by his angas, that means his associates, meaning Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu, his upangas, servitors, meaning Srivas Pandit and other pure devotees, and parshads, confidential companions like Sri Sarup Damodar, Sri Rai Ramananda, and Sri Gadadhar Pandit and the 6 Gosvāmīs. And he is endowed with his weapon, his astra of Harinam, which destroys ignorance. And then there's another translation for this verse given in my Gurudev's commentary. In the age of Kali, Krishna appears with a golden complexion, Krishna. He is constantly singing the two syllables Kri and Shna, and he is accompanied by his associates, servitors, weapons, and confidential companions. Intelligent people worship him by performing Sankirtan Yajna. Okay. So now let's go back to Golden Volcano of Divine Love. The golden gift of the Golden Lord. Jiva Gosvāmī explains the meaning of this verse in his own parallel verse, this verse that we just read. Anta Krishna Bahir Goram Darshitanga Divai Bhavam Kalo Sankirtana Adhyaisma Krishna Caitanya Mashrita. I take shelter of Sri Krishna Caitanya Mahāprabhu, who is outwardly of a golden complexion, but is inwardly Krishna himself. In this age of Kali, he displays his expansions while performing congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. That he is blackish within means that internally he is Krishna. That he is golden without means that he has accepted the mood of Srimati Radharani. In the age of Kali, that golden Lord is seen, accompanied by his expansions, associates, and intimate devotees performing Sankirtan. Some may argue that the meaning of Krishna Varnam is that his color is black, and his luster is also black. Right? Varnam. So, like we've been reading it translated as, because Varna means syllables, so the syllables of Kri and Shna. But Varnam also means complexion, means color. So some might think that it's not referring to the syllables Kri and Shna, but it's referring to his complexion. But how is this possible? That would be redundant. Yeah, because it already says Tvisha. Tvisha also means complexion, right? The conjunction between the words Tvisha and Akrishnam mean that his color is Krishna, black. But his luster is Akrishna, not black. So why would it say the same thing twice? Why would it say Krishna Varnam, and then Varnam and Tvisha are kind of like syllables if you see it in that way, because they both mean complexion, color, luster. So then someone might say, well, not black does not necessarily mean golden. Why should it mean golden? Not black can mean any other color. It can mean white. The answer is found in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Okay, so now we're going to find the answer. How do we know that Akrishna means golden? Once Vasudeva sent the astrologer priest Gargarishi to Vrindavan to perform the name-giving ceremony for Krishna. At that time, Gargarishi came to the house of Nanda Mahārāja and explained that Vasudeva had sent him. He said, "Your child is now a little grown up, and the name-giving ceremony must be performed." At that time, he spoke the following verse. Asan varnastrayo hyasya grinato nyungatam tanu shuklo raktas tatapita idanim krishnatam gataha. In past incarnations, this boy has appeared with different complexions, white, red, and gold, according to the particular age in which he appeared. Now he has assumed this blackish color. So white, red, blackish, and gold. Gargacharya said, Krishna comes in a white color in Satyuga, red in Treta Yuga, and he also comes with a golden complexion. Now in this Dvapara Yuga, he has come in a black color. So the reference to the golden color, Pita, is found here, because only that color has been left for the present age of Kali. There is another reference to this golden color in the Upanishads. Yada pashyate rukmavarnam. Krishna, the supreme Brahma, appears in a golden form. Rukmavarnam means golden, and here also, non-black means golden. Krishna wanted to come as the incarnation for this age of Kali, as well as to fulfill his promise in Vrindavan. I shall chant the glory of the gopis, especially of Radharani. I shall chant her name, her glory, and roll in the dust of the earth. But Radharani said, I won't allow your body to roll in the dust of this earth. I shall cover you with my luster. Wow, isn't that so beautiful? So Radharani didn't want Krishna to roll around in the dust of the earth in her mood, so she covered Krishna's body with her golden luster to protect his body. So that's Mahāprabhu. Both the mood as well as the luster of Radharani capture Krishna when he comes here in Kali Yuga. And this does not occur in all Kali Yugas, but only in a special Kali Yuga. In all the days of Brahma, in every yuga, the yuga avatar comes. But Krishna only appears once in a day of Brahma, or once every 4.3 billion years. At that time, the original personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, appears along with his abodes, Vrindavan and Navadvip. And Krishna and Mahāprabhu do not come here alone, but they come with their paraphernalia and suitable companions. Like we sing, Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori, Swaparshada Suya Dhama Saha Avatari. Oh, and Kishore Krishna Prabhu just mentioned that Lochan Das Thakur says another meaning of Tata, Idanim Krishna Tam Gata. No. Where is Tata? I can't remember what Tata came up. But he says that another meaning of Tata is that in the future, he will take a golden complexion. Okay, cool. Okay, sweetness tasting itself. 1 second, I just want to check everything's okay. Hare Krishna Shasharamaji. Sweetness tasting itself. Okay, so Mahāprabhu comes not alone, but with all his paraphernalia and suitable companions. Mahāprabhu and Krishna, they come with their companions. And in this age of Kali, he performs a double function. He preaches Nam Sankirtan, and more importantly, he assumes the mood of Radharani to taste his own sweetness, his own ras. He is ras himself. Krishna thinks, what is the intensity of the finest ras in me? I would like to taste that. But only devotees can taste that. So he took the position of Radharani to taste himself as Krishna, the central, final, and perfect abode of ras. Only Radharani can taste that maximum. Only Radharani can taste the maximum ras. So he has to take her nature, her mood, and temperament to taste his own intrinsic ecstasy. For that reason, he descended. His first duty was to spread Nam Sankirtan, and the secondary internal private duty was to perform Swabhajan Vibhajan, to taste his own intrinsic ecstasy in the mood of Radharani. In Puri, with Ramananda Rai, Sarup Damodar and other intimate associates, he tasted that great ocean of union and separation continuously for 12 years. In his last 12 years, he passed his time only in the process of tasting that mellow. That incarnation is generally worshipped by Sankirtan. Without Sankirtan, Gauranga and his paraphernalia cannot be worshipped. He is the propounder of Sankirtan. He loves Sankirtan, and he gets satisfaction only by Sankirtan. Only those who have sufficient merit, who are Sukritivan, they will worship him by this process. The common mob cannot join this campaign. Those who have good guidance internally, good fortune, can catch the very gist of truth and engage in this process of Nam Sankirtan. Love is supreme. A rubbish brain cannot detect what is right or wrong, or how precious this is. He cannot understand or follow this higher line of thought. A man should be judged by his ideal, his aspiration for higher things. If the ideal is great, the man is great. What should be the highest ideal? Love. Love is the supreme thing. It is the most rare and precious thing. Divine love and beauty is the highest thing ever known to the world, and those who can catch this are really possessed of good intellect. They are Śrīdhara. And one who possesses this highest ideal should be considered a man of higher order. He alone can understand and practice Sankirtan. He alone can take to this path, this process of satisfying the Supreme Being by chanting the holy name of the Lord. The hidden incarnation. The hidden incarnation. This is mentioned in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, as well as in the Mahārāja and other Vedic scriptures. Karabhajan Rishi, the last of the 9 great yogis, the Nava-yogendras, he has given us a clue to understand Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu as the special incarnation for the age. He has mentioned the incarnation for this age of Kali in a mystic way. We may think, why has this not been described very plainly? Why is it so hidden? Why is it so cryptic? So many avatars are clearly described. But when Śrīmad Bhagavatam describes Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, when Śrīmad Bhagavatam describes Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu as the incarnation for the age of Kali, it is discussed in a mystic way. The answer is found in the teachings of Prahlāda Mahārāja, who says, O Lord, one of your names is Triyuga, meaning one who incarnates in 3 ages, Satya, Treta, and Dvapar, but not in Kali. And why? Because the incarnation for the age of Kali is in disguise. Channa kalo yad abhavas triyugo ta sattvam. Here we find the key to this mystic way of representing Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu to the fortunate and intelligent circle, the Sumedasa, that ordinary people may not have any clue. So this is the mystic way of representing Mahāprabhu to the intelligent circle that ordinary people may not have any clue. Okay, this is also from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Deyam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham tirtaspadam shiva virinchi nutam sharanyam Bhrityartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotang Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. O Mahāprabhu, your lotus feet are the highest object of meditation, for they do not only destroy the pain of material existence, but they bestow the greatest fulfillment to all souls who take shelter beneath them. Your lotus feet even purify all saintly persons. They purify even the saintly and holy places. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma aspire to take shelter beneath your lotus feet. O Mahāprabhu, you give shelter to all who simply bow down before you. You relieve all the miseries of your surrendered servants. In the grand ship of your lotus feet, we can cross over this ocean of material miseries. O Mahāprabhu, I bow down before your lotus feet. After mentioning the incarnation of Godhead for the age of Kali, Śrīmad Bhagavatam suddenly begins this song in praise of that great Yuga avatar, Sri Krishna Caitanya Mahāprabhu. With a grand voice, the Bhagavatam has come to sing the praise of that guide for Kali Yuga. This follows the verse which hints at the Avatāra of Kali Yuga. Krishna Varnam means one who is always describing Krishna, who always has on his lips the words Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Because Varnam means syllables, right? Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Varnam. Another meaning of this expression is one who is Krishna himself, but whose luster is not black. Oh, wow. So Krishna can mean Krishna Varnam, who is Krishna himself, but Tvisha Krishnam, but whose luster is not black. Never heard that description before. So there's three meanings. If we look deeply, we shall find that hidden beneath his golden luster is the blackish body of Krishna. With his own paraphernalia, he has come to this plane, and service to him is performed only by Sankirtan, divine sound in mass prayer. I like that translation of Sankirtan, divine sound in mass prayer. By that symptom, we can recognize his divine position. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu is a hidden incarnation. He comes in disguise. Such an avatar is worshipped by the divinely intellectual. In this way, the Śrīmad Bhagavatam first describes that uncommon, extraordinary personality, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, in a mystic way, and then proclaims his nobility and greatness. The Śrīmad Bhagavatam explains, that same personality who came as Ramachandra and Krishna has again appeared. He has come to direct you to the real fulfillment of life. He is drawing the sweetest nectar from above for the sake of everyone. Only meditate on him, and all your troubles will be finished. He is the agent purifying all the holy places of pilgrimage and saintly persons. He is the agent purifying all the holy places of pilgrimage and saintly persons by his touch, by his sankirtan, by his drawing the highest things down from the highest plane. Even when Brahma and Shiva, puzzled by his noble gift, will begin to praise him. They will eagerly aspire to take shelter under his lotus feet in surrender. The pains of all who come to serve him will be removed, and their inner necessities will be fulfilled. And he will take care of those who take shelter of him. They will be given protection as well as everything they may need. In this world where mortality rules, where we're continually experiencing the undesirable changes of repeated birth and death, in this area where no one wants to live, a great ship will come for us and take us within and carry us away from this unpleasant position. Let us fall at the feet of that great personality who comes to give the highest nectar. Wow, what a beautiful verse. It says that's from Śrīmad Bhagavatam? Oh yeah, that's the next verse. Yes. I forgot how it starts. Oh, it's here, right here. Isn't it? I don't know. Anyways, whatever, let's continue. Then the Śrīmad Bhagavatam continues. Tyaktva sadustyaja surepsita raja lakshmi dharmishta arya vachasa yaragararanyam maya mrigam daitayepsita manvadavar vande mahapurushute charanaravindam. O Supreme Lord, you gave up the goddess of fortune and her great opulence, which is most difficult to abandon, and which is sought after even by the gods. In order to perfectly establish the principles of religion, you left for the forest to honor the Brahmana's curse. To deliver the sinful souls who chase illusory pleasures, you search after them and award them your devotional service. At the same time, you are engaged in search of yourself, in search for Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given his explanation that although it seems that this verse applies to Lord Ramachandra, who left his kingdom and went with Sita Devi to the forest to discharge the duties designated by his father, this also applies to Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has drawn out the internal meaning of this verse and applied it in the case of Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Tyaktva Sudustaja Surepsita Raja Lakshmim means he left imperial prosperity, which is hard to abandon. Generally, we find this in the case of Lord Ramachandra. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Surepsita Raja Lakshmim means the valuable devotional company of Vishnu Priya Devi. That may not appear to be a materially big thing, but the dedication that Vishnu Priya has shown in her heart for Śrīmad Mahāprabhu is greater than any imperial standard. And he had to leave that behind. Such a standard of sacrifice and service is never found even among the great society of the gods. For the sake of the public welfare, he had to ignore the serving, loving attitude of Vishnu Priya. So that's the first thing. And then the curse of the Brahmana. What is the Sanskrit for that? Let's take a look. Oh God, I'm not good. I don't actually know. So Takta Satustaja Surepsita Raja Lakshmim, that's the first one, that he left Sita Devi, he left Lakshmi, but also refers to Vishnu Priya. And then Dharamishta Arisha Vashasa Yad Agad Aranyam. I guess Arya Vachasa refers to the Brahman, the words of the Brahmana, I'm guessing. Yad Agad. And then he Agad Aranyam, and then he entered into the forest. Okay? So, the curse of the Brahmana. This verse mentions the curse of a Brahmana. That Brahman told Śrīmad Mahāprabhu, so there's a Brahman who told Mahaprabhu, I want to participate in your nocturnal kirtans in which you taste Krishna Lila, but the doors are closed. When Śrīmad Mahāprabhu used to perform kirtan and taste the Vraja Lila of Krishna, he did so behind closed doors in the deep night. But this Brahman thought himself very qualified religious person because he lived only by drinking milk and nothing else. So the Brahman said, I must have entrance into that kirtan. I do not eat anything but milk. Why should I not be allowed? I'm pure. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied, milk drinking is no qualification for entering into Krishna consciousness. The Brahmana said, then I curse you to lose your family life. All right, Mahaprabhu said, and Mahaprabhu accepted the curse. And later he took sannyas and chased after those who were misguided by Maya Devi in order to save them. See the third line, what does it say? Maya mrgam dayitayip sitam anvadavad. So normally that means to deliver. Yeah, so then here that means, what does it mean? Usually it refers to the Ramachandra chasing after the deer, right? Who is Maricha. But here it's referring to Mahaprabhu. It says, sorry, I lost my spot. So, and later he took sannyas on the curse of the Brahman, and he chased after those who were misguided by Maya Devi in order to save them. At the same time, although he is Krishna, he accepted the mood of Srimati Radharani. For these two reasons, he left his apparently worldly life. He acted for the welfare of the public, and after finishing that work, he spent the next 12 years tasting the very inner aspiration of Srimati Radharani and searching after his own inner sweetness. This is what he came to show the world. In this mystic way, Śrīmad Bhagavatam has proclaimed the magnanimous appearance of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Okay, so that's the end of this chapter. Wow, it's only 8:04, so we ended early today. Does anybody have anything to share?
The verse, what I was said, tata, refers to the verse of Gargacharya, when he was giving a Krishna's name-giving ceremony.
Okay.
He was saying that his boy had appeared in previous ages in a whitish complexion, reddish complexion, and goldish complexion. Now recently he has appeared with a blackish complexion. That never made sense to me, because we use that verse to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he says that previously he has appeared in golden complexion. But Lochan does talk, yeah?
No, keep on going.
Oh, Lochan Das Thakur, he's written in his Chaitanya Mangal that a conversation between Lord Brahma and Narada Muni. And Lord Brahma is telling him that this another meaning of the word tata that Gargacharya has said here is that in the future he will take a golden complexion. And then Brahma explains various Sanskrit grammar as to how, and he said, if someone wants to challenge this idea, then he must answer my question here. Why has Gargacharya used the word tata?
Okay. So tata is like meaning then, I guess?
I don't know Sanskrit yet, so
Yeah.
you can find it in Chaitanya Mangal.
Okay.
The very first chapter of Chaitanya Mangal.
Okay, cool. Wow, so this seems to be like the standard way to when we're about to speak about Mahaprabhu, then wait, who did he say this? That was Lochan Das Thakur. So Lochan Das Thakur, he began his glorification of Mahaprabhu in that way, telling Mahaprabhu's leelas, and Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Gosvāmī Mahārāja is doing it like that, and also in Jaiva Dharma, the evidence is given, and like this seems like the proper method of entering into Mahaprabhu's leela. Awesome, thanks for sharing that. I'm just checking on YouTube and Facebook to see if anybody has any comments there. Hare Krishna Champakti Di Praduna Brahma Mantra Murti Mataji. Alright, so I guess that's everything, unless anybody else has anything more to share. What should we do now? Should we just end it? We can do a little kirtan and then end.
Oh, could I say one more thing?
Totally.
I remember.
Do you want to share your video? You don't have to.
No.
Okay.
I prefer not. Anyway, I remember in Mahārāja's book on Srila Gurudev's early life, he said that when Gurudev's family members were trying to bring him home, Gurudev was speaking to one of the elders. I think he was a pandit, and they were talking about the scriptures and everything. And the pandit was asking him for evidence for Mahaprabhu, who's Bhagavata, being Bhagavan. And Gurudev quoted various verses, and then he quoted that verse that the one where it says that he gave up the goddess of fortune,
Okay.
and then
the last verse that we ended with. Yes.
Nah, the last verse. Yes. And the Pandit said, this does not refer to Mahaprabhu. This refers to Lord Ramachandra. And he said that smiling. And Gurudev also smiled, and he said, I forget, I don't know how Gurudev addressed him. I guess Panditji. My Gurudev has said that scholars become bewildered when they read this verse. Because Lord Ramachandra, he did not give up the association of Sita Devi. He came to the forest. All right. He came to the forest with Sita Devi. And then Sita was kidnapped. But Mahaprabhu actually left Vishnupriya Devi.
Yeah, and there's that lila, right, in at Mamgachi, right, where Mahaprabhu's Ramachandra and Sita are in the forest, and Ramachandra smiles, and he said that in this pastime you are going to leave me, and then in the future in Mahaprabhu I'm going to leave you, right? That's that pastime that happens at Mamgachi, and we speak about it on a parikrama. But yeah, wow. Very nice. So that was from Mahārāja's book on Gurudev, huh?
Yeah, I think what's it called? The Supreme Treasure, Srila Gurudev, Volume 1.
Wow, very nice. Yeah, Srila Gurudev published a whole book, right? What is it called? Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Bhagavata Praman. I think that's what it is in Hindi. In English, I think it's called the original personality of Godhead. And Gurudev goes through so many different scriptures. Just verse after verse after verse. I don't even know how many verses in, but it's a whole book just filled with verses from all different scriptures showing evidence of Mahaprabhu's godhood. So this is a topic that Gurudev was very strong on. And very
I
important.
remember hearing a story of Param Gurudev, that someone challenged Param Gurudev, like, what is the evidence for Mahaprabhu being Bhagavan? And Param Gurudev just looked at Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami, and Vaman Goswami quoted 50 shlokas.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's beautiful lila. All right, so maybe since we have time, we can do another kirtan. I'll just share my screen again. Did I close? I closed it. I'll open it again. Which Mahaprabhu kirtan should we do? What about one that's kind of related to this? Like something explaining Mahaprabhu's tattva. Let's see. Shri Gora Tattva. There's Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan and Prabhu He Emona Duramati and Jayananda Nandana. Those are all explaining. All three of these songs are appropriate for this.
I like Emona Durmati.
Yeah, me too. Let's do that one. Because that one has Gurudev in it. This is how Gurudev explains Mahaprabhu to us, right? So we'll do this one. Gurudev and all of our Guru Varga. This is there, revealing Mahaprabhu to us. Okay, I'll read the translation, then we can see it. Just quickly checking the comments again in YouTube and Facebook. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll read the translation. O Lord, I am so unfortunate to have fallen into this material world, but you have sent an exalted soul, one of your own associates, to save me. Being compassionate upon seeing me in such a fallen condition, he said, O humbled soul, listen to this good advice by which your heart will become joyful. To deliver you, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has descended to the land of Navadip. He has led so many poor and lowly souls like you across the ocean of material existence. In order to fulfill the promise of the Vedas, he has appeared with a golden complexion as the son of a Brahmana. Known by the name Mahāprabhu, he and his brother, the Avadut Nityananda, have caused all of Nadia to become maddened in divine ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya, who is directly the son of Nanda, has saved the world by distributing his own holy name. You go also and receive your deliverance. O Lord, hearing these words, Bhakti Vinod has come to your lotus feet. Weeping, he tells the story of his life. Okay. Sorry I keep on doing this. I'm a OCD. This is how you see it in the Bengali books. It's this kind of verse is called Logu Tripadi. It's Tripad. See, that's one section, that's another section, that's a third section. It's called Tripad. This is 6 syllables, 8 syllables. And then, so this is how you traditionally see it in the Bengali books. Okay. Just getting my mridanga. O Prabhu he emona durmate সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছিন আমি প্রভু হে এমন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছিন আমি তব নিজ জন কোন মহাজনে তব নিজ জন কোন মহাজনে পাঠাইয়া দিলে তুমি পাঠাইয়া দিলে তুমি দয়া করি মোরে পতিত দেখিয়া কহিল আমারে কিয়া দয়া করি মোরে পতিত দেখিয়া কহিল আমারে কিয়া হে দিন জন শুনো ভালো কথা ও হে দিন জন শুনো ভালো কথা উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া হে দিন জন শোনো ভালো কথা উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার নবদ্বীপে অবতার তোমাহেন কত দিনহীন জানে তোমাহেন কত দিনহীন জানে করিলেন ভব পার করিলেন ভব পার বেদের প্রতিজ্ঞা রাখিবার তরে বেদের প্রতিজ্ঞা রাখিবার তরে রুক্ম বর্ণ বিপ্রসূত রুক্ম বর্ণ বিপ্রসূত মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাতায় মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাতায় সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূত ও সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূত ও মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাতায় সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূত সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূত নন্দ সুত যিনি চৈতন্য গোসাই নন্দ সুত যিনি চৈতন্য গোসাই নিজ নাম করি দান নিজ নাম করি দান nija paridra shekata shuniya asiyachinath tomar charanatale o shekata shuniya asiyachinath tomar charanatale o bhakti vinod kandiya kandiya bhakti vinod kandiya kandiya apana kahini bole apana kahini bole o bhakti vinod kandiya kandiya apana kahini bole apana kahini bole tomara charanatale prabhu he emon durmati sangsara bhitare poriyayachi doyami prabhu he emon durmati sangsara bhitare poriyayachi ami tava nija jan kono mahajane tava nija jan kono mahajane pathaiya dile tumi pathaiya dile tumi tava nija jan kono mahajane pathaiya dile tumi pathaiya dile tumi Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare oh Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare oh Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama oh Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare oh Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare oh Hare Rama 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 Jai Shri Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Nugogoriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Kali Yuga Pavan Avatari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahāprabhu ki jai. Shri Satchinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Channa Avatāra Shri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu ki jai. Shri Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Golden Volcano of Divine Love ki jai. Actually, how does, anyways, I'll check that later. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow. What are we going to read tomorrow? Let's check. Oh, Kishore, okay, I was wondering, I was just about to look that up. What is Golden Volcano of Divine Love? And Kishore said it is Agni Parvat. Okay, Agni Parvat. Usually volcano is Jwalamukhi, but I guess another name is Agni Parvat. Okay, cool. Hari Bol, everybody who's there. Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji. Oh, unfortunately, I can't see everybody's name. I can see Karuna there, Karuna Didi, and Manjari Didi, Mahasundari, Keshavi, Gayatri Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji. I already said that. Raseshwari Mataji, everybody else watching. Hari Bol, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Sudevi Didi.
Hi, Pro.
Yes.
Quick question. Do you know where I can find someone or find something online to learn like kirtan melodies?
I mean, I do that on my Vine of Devotion channel. Like people send me kirtan requests. Like if you go to the subscribe thing on vineofdevotion.com, is then yeah, when people subscribe to me, then they send me kirtan requests every month, and then yeah, I make videos of how to sing different kirtans. But yeah, so if anybody wants, just send me a private message and I can make a video for you. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know anything other than that. Like I don't know any yeah, I don't know. I mean, one thing I did like with yeah, I wish more people were teaching kirtan like that, like how to sing all the different melodies. I did something on the Gaudiya Kirtan YouTube channel. I had to proofread the whole songbook, and I thought I might as well just sing all the songs since I'm going through them all. And so I did that. I sang all the songs as I was proofreading them, and I streamed it on that, so you can get the melodies for all the songs like that. I don't know. So, all right. Hari Bol, everybody. If anybody else knows anything, then also you can let us know if there's any ways to get to. What is it you want to know? How to sing all the different melodies, right, Kishore Prabhu?
Yeah, like Hare Krishna tune, different Hare Krishna melodies.
I mean, also on the Gaudiya Kirtan app, I have we put recordings for most of the songs that are in the songbook. Like I collected recordings from all over the place, and they're there, so you can see a bunch of different melodies for each song, and you can see which singers you like the best and learn from them. For Maha Mantra melodies, yeah, that would be a nice thing to do actually, is just to like go through a bunch of different Maha Mantra melodies that are like very traditional melodies that we sing in the mats and like that, and just kind of categorize them, give them names, and make it really simple. But yeah. Sorry, couldn't be more helpful, but that's all I know.
Thanks.
Hi everybody, Dandavat Pranams, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radha.
I go to Harival.